What is the best thing about being a man?
You can't get pregnant.
I'm as swift as a coursing river.
With all the strength of a great typhoon.
I've never felt unsafe in a regular situation or environment. I go for a walk or drink at the bar without a thought I'm unsafe. Every girl I know has said they constantly fear being alone or without never said men don't have similar situations. I said regular situation and environment. Obviously it's circumstantial, but women absolutely have reason to be more cautious day to day alone or drinking. Doesn't mean men don't at all, and is regardless of gender and the gender of the. Every comment save a few has been how men have it just as bad safety-wise day to day. No, we don't, and it's bizarre you go to that point instead of women's safety.
The world is our toilet.
Not having a menstrual cycle, lol smirk.
The size we can achieve with working out.
A lot of alone time.
You can live a complete antisocial life without getting bothered. For example, been going to the gym for 6 months now. Not once has someone said a word to me.
Rapid muscle development.
That's true, it's easy to be invisible.
No periods or childbirth.
Doing the peniscopter. With all the strength of a raging fire?
That's also the worst thing. It's so easy to isolate.
Mysterious as the dark side of the moon.
You've been watching too much Alien.
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women.
The fact that if you have an argument with your missus, she will always end the silent treatment when she needs a jar opening, rolling on the floor laughing.
Stand-in.
No periods.
You can be a hoe, without being a hoe.
Being able to standing up.
The helicopter.
Greater than not once has someone said a word to get the occasional, how many more reps do you have? XD, exchanged few words with some of the regulars.
Reminds me of a buddy who had a kidney stone. Doctor told him it would be the closest thing a man can experience to childbirth. I hope I never get a kidney stone.
You can think about nothing and stare into the void and feel at peace. As someone who barely gains muscle mass, FML.
Loneliness can be quite comfortable actually.
And our playground.
The simplest things can make us happy.
It's completely noticed that I was a whole week with talking to nobody. The last day, a friend saw me walking on the street and she asked me, "How you doing?" I had to reply her,
Lift, eat and sleep, buddy.
"It's not a fun time." I ate Tylenol and slept for about 8 hours one Sunday just thinking I had slept wrong, pulled something the day before. Sharp pain in your lower back, side, went to the since urgent care had closed. Everyone asked, "Have you had kidney stones before?" About 3 hours later, 1 MRI, CAT scan, IDK which one it was, and an IV of pain meds that made me all warm inside. I was shown about a pebble-sized kidney stone. Stayed out of work for 3 to 4 days to pass it, peed blood for half a day, then felt a million times better. On the bright side, excuse to drink all the beer, lemonade, water you want, per my doctor.
But lots of exclamation marks.
I feel having would hurt my back more. Like a reverse backpack.
I miss the days when I was single and lived alone. Finish work on Friday, wouldn't speak to anyone until work on Monday, spent the weekend at the gym and binge watching series.
True this. Been working out for 5 years. Just last week, for the first time in all that time, a girl started a conversation with me.
And the strength we get even without it is pretty baller.
I have never been able to put muscle mass on. Which is annoying, because I'm a tall guy, so would look fairly impressive if I could bulk up. It just doesn't happen. I can get ropey muscles, but never any bulk. I'm now couldn't care less about bulking up, so it's not a problem.
Metal Gear?
Shopping is quicker and easier. You don't care if someone wears the same shirt as you or if you wear the same thing 2 days in a row.
Conan FTW.
Certainly is a double-edged sword.
Upper body strength. On average, men possess 40% more upper body strength than women, and 30% more lower body strength. Being able to do everyday tasks with minimal effort is a lot of fun. Men also are typically able to lose weight quicker than women.
Snasock.
It is, however, much more difficult to be a hoe. So it balances a hoe as a man takes a great deal of effort if you're not blessed with naturally great looks and a fit body. You need to work for it to keep your time, the girl's emotions and your body balanced, and you need to ensure your approach matches your manho won't last long in the hoe game if he is faking large amounts of himself, e.g., an insecure person trying to front up as a cocky, or someone that gets easily attached trying to get into the casual game.
That gotten harder lately.
But you can get someone if you do. It's your responsibility to support the mother and the child, not only financially.
Originally I had no idea what to say, then I was reminded of periods, pregnancy and me with that The ladies are doing a great job, keep it up smiley face.
You are not eating enough, or not stimulating the muscles enough. I can with 99% certainly say that this is the case. If you really mean you are not able, I would get your testosterone checked. If you low, it causes a lot of different problems. Google it, and the scale of what that is normal is ruined by so many men having to low test nowadays, so they lowered the bar for what that is normal.
I wanna make a joke about being able to take strolls alone at night, but if I'm being honest, being able to provide is something I absolutely love. I'm 26, fairly young, but even as a teen I felt great pride in being able to fix things. My tinkering only got better with age, and now that I'm older I fill this gap other ways. I mentored a youth and taught him guitar plus how to modify it with tools. I taught my ex how to drive. I bought my cousin his first shaving kit and taught him how to use it. I love bringing food back to my GF, modifying the apartment to make life more comfy for her, and other things. I don't care if I work like a dog, as long as I know my future family is being taken care of. I don't have kids, but I bought my nephew toys I would have loved as a kid, and being able to provide stuff like STEM toys and books that will set him up for success down the road, that means a lot to me. I'm sure women feel the same way and do many of the things I do, but embracing my masculinity with more traditional pastimes really just does it for me.
What was that Dave Chappelle line? If it's a woman's right to choose to keep the baby or not, it's a man's right to choose to abandon them.
Not if you have small ones.
I'm recently single and this is the one thing I didn't realize that I needed. Don't get me wrong, I loved being with my girl, her death was horrible, but I am getting into this single life.
This is what makes me the most jealous. It includes no period pains and less mood swings.
I can achieve this size by not working out. Just in different form.
When's the wedding?
RP ground.
This guy hoes.
I do, in fact, I do so ethically and with transparency. When you look like I do, your avenues are limited, but you have plenty of room to exceed. Happy customer is a repeat customer, as the saying goes.
Most of us look better as we age, especially from Call Me Pedantic, but most comments here are complete garbage as they don't tell you something good of being a man, but rather something good of not being a woman. You shouldn't automatically make a downside of the other gender an upside of your own gender. Not getting your period is not something a man should be proud of. Same with feeling safe when walking around or not getting pregnant. You can say those are downsides of being a woman, but you need to compare a man to a nothing or neutral.
It sounds like you're trying to buy me into a pyramid scheme or trying to sell me Manhood crypto.
Which leads to an even bigger advantage, a lot less stress about our biological clocks expiring. Also, men can get attractive with age. I'm 42 now and I've been punching way above my weight class since I turned 35 lol.
Be a man.
Avoid the oxalate-rich foods and drink lots of water if you don't want to repeat it. Spinach has given me 3 in my life.
Not anymore. I use the world as my toilet and I'm no longer allowed within 500 feet of a playground.
This is a good answer. I remember walking to a Megadeth concert with about 7 guy friends, and every 10 minutes my buddies were stopping to on a fence or behind a bush, and I had crushed a few beers. Had to so bad, but there were people everywhere and there was nowhere easy to papa. Squat lol. Then when we went into the venue, the line for the men's room was so long and nobody in the women's line. I guess the ratio of man to woman at a metal show had something to do with that. A few weeks later my buddy bought me a weenus for my birthday, a little silicone funnel you can use to stand and lol.
You don't matter and nobody but your mom gives a about you unless you can be useful to them. If you're a solitary introvert, maybe this is a good thing. If you're a shy extrovert like me, it's the worst.